Hello, we're going to go over Unit 2, Part 1, Linear Expression and Equations Review. So, question number 1 says the value x equals 4 is a solution to all of the following except which? So what you want to do for this question is you're going to take the number 4 and substitute it into this x here. You just use your calculator and it's going to show that it does equal 15. We're looking for the one that doesn't work. You're going to do the same thing here. Plug a 4 in for x. Type this left side in. Plug a 4 in here. You're going to get 15 and 15. So since that's true, that's not your answer. A 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 times 3 minus 3 is also 9. So that again doesn't work. The only one that, that one does work. 9 does equal 9. We're looking for the one that doesn't. Number 4 is the only one that does not work. You get 16 and 18, so those do not equal one another. Number 2, going to be really important that you know how to solve an equation. There's going to be an equation similar to this on your quizzes at the end of the week. So for step number 1 to try to get the x by itself is to always undo your addition or subtraction. So we have an addition of 3, so we're going to undo it. We want to move it to the other side, so we're going to do the opposite of that, which is subtraction. So we're going to subtract 3, we get 7, and then here we're going to write down everything that we have, and then we're going to go ahead and divide away the 5. The 5 is being divided, so we're going to multiply it away. What we do to one side, we do to the other. We end up getting 35 as our answer. Number 3 says the sum of a number n and a number 5 larger than it is 41. So the sum means we're going to add a number n, so we have that there, and we want to then write a number 5 larger than it meaning this number we've already used. So 5 larger than n has to be n plus 5, and that is equals 41. So I use a parenthesis just because the sum, typically you want a parenthesis around the two pieces being added together. They drop them for the answer, so it is choice 2. Number 4, which of the following is not an equation? An equation has equal signs. 2 is the only one that does not have an equal sign. Number 5 is also a question you're going to want to see or going to want to review for your quiz at the end of the week. There are 2 ways to solve this, which is why I showed both. So the first way, the typical way that you would do this would be to distribute the 3 and then go ahead and solve for x by undoing the subtraction of 18 by adding it over to this side, getting 36, bringing down the 3x, and then dividing away the 3 to get our 12. I do want to just show you another way to do it is instead of actually distributing the 3 into the x, since you know you're trying to get everything away from x, you can go ahead and undo the multiplication here and divide it away. What that's going to do is leave you with less steps, and you're going to go ahead and have smaller numbers. So then that's x minus 6 just drops down, and you add the 6 over, and you also get the 12. So our x is 12. Again, pause this video at any time if you need to get the work down, okay? Number 7 here, it says if the expression 2x divided by a plus b is equal to c is solved for x in terms of a, b, and c. So this is important to understand because this is again going to be on the quizzes questions. You're trying to get x by itself, but you have these other letters. They will be a part of your answer, okay? So step number 1, I just wrote the question, okay? I rewrote that over here. Then I went ahead and said, how do I get this x by itself? I need to go ahead and move the 2, the a, and the b all away from it to get this x by itself. So the first step, just like we did before, is undo any addition or subtraction. So we see an addition of b, so I went ahead and subtracted b. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Then I just rewrote that down here, 2x divided by a equals, and then c minus b, we can't actually subtract those, we just write c minus b, okay? The next step was to undo and get rid of this a or this x. So I got rid of the a first, so it was a division of a, so I went ahead and multiplied by a. to cancel it out. So here's another thing you have to remember. If you multiply a on the left, you have to do it on the right, and you have to do to all parts. So that's why you see up top here this a times c and another a times b. So I'm just multiplying those together. Again, a times c is ac, a times b is ab. And then the last step to get the x by itself is to go ahead and divide away this 2. What I do to one part, I do to the other part. Now you could also divide this by 2 and this by 2. However, because the answers have a big division bar, I did one big division bar, which led me to choice 1. We're going to go ahead and cross off number 9. We're not going to do inequalities in this part. That'll be in part 2. Number 10 says Jenna manipulated the equation by adding -7 to both sides. Which of the following properties justifies this manipulation? The associative property of addition, the addition property of equality, the commutative property of addition, the multiplication property of equality. So first of all, we see this word adding. We added a -7 to both sides. Adding is clearly addition, and both sides means it must have of equality. Okay, so the of equality piece happens to both sides, and then the addition happened. Obviously, we're adding. We do not call it the subtraction property. It is the addition of a negative. Okay. And this word problem down here, we have Jody's older brother is 3 years less than twice Jody's age. So I went ahead and represented Jody with the letter X and her brother with 3 less than twice Jody's age. Okay? It's important to remember less than we learned, we have to write it backwards because we have to subtract it away from the larger piece. So then it says the sum of their ages. So I went ahead and I took 1x, which was Jody, and I added it with 2x minus 3, which was the brother, and it says was equal to 30. So I equaled it to 30. I added by like terms. 1 plus 2 is 3. Dropped everything else down. I undid this subtraction of 3 by adding 3 to both sides, getting 33, bringing down the 3x, and then dividing by 3. Now be careful, we do get an answer of 11, but 11 represented x and x represented Jody. They want Jody's brother's age, so we have to take that 11 and substitute it in right here. 11 times 2 is 22. 22 minus 3 is 19. So 19 is the answer for number 11. Okay, I'm going to stop this right here because this was our Monday work. So Monday's work was pages 1 and 2, numbers 1 through 11. If you have time and you'd like to continue and finish Wednesday's work, please go ahead and watch the other video.